Alright, now we're going to draw the layout for our lid. I don't know if you're up to the lid yet, but even if you aren't, that's alright, we can still draw it. What we're going to do with this piece is we're going to draw it slightly differently, just so that we can make all of this detail fit into a small part of the page. I still want to draw 1:1 because I like how large it's making the detail parts over here, so you can see it quite easily. Now, this part's 125 millimeters wide, so I'm just going to come in and start up there and measure 125 millimeters down. I'm not going to draw the entire length of this. There's a huge space there that's nearly 360 or so millimeters long that's got no detail whatsoever. So I'm just going to draw a line, let's say 100 millimeters. 100, top and bottom. And then I'm going to draw a line that starts 5 mil above, come about midway, 5 mil below, about midway. I'm going to draw a jagged line there, which sort of means there's a break in the diagram and there's a whole bunch of stuff we don't need to know, and it's also a mirror image on the other side. So we'll put that detail in just by writing it down later. Now, this part has a folded edge along the bottom, so actually we'll start with this 15 millimeter line here. So we're going to come in 1, 2, 3, and now, because this is a folded line, we're going to draw it as a folded line. So you're going to do a 10 millimeter dash, 5 millimeter break, 10 millimeter dash, 5 millimeter break, 10 millimeter dash, 5 millimeter break, and so on. So that's going to denote that that is a fold. It's going to be a 90-degree fold. We've then got this folded line down the bottom. It's 5 millimeters thick, so we're going to start here. And again, we're going to go 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, 5, 10. Now, we need to have this little cutout detail here, so that's a 5 millimeter triangle. So we're going to come 5 millimeters up to there, and we're going to draw our line in, like that. Our next bend line is this one here, which is 85 millimeters down from the top. So I'm going to come 85 down, so that's to there. And I'm again going to do my dash lines across. So 10, 5, 10, 5, 10, etc. I'm not going to keep saying that because it's annoying me. Folded line. Here we have a 6 millimeter triangle. Now it's important that this is 6 millimeters, so we're going to break our rounding up rule and we're going to draw it halfway in between there. So it's still a 5 millimeter triangle in here, but it's going halfway up the square and halfway down the square. Then we can draw that in. So it's there. The only other detail that's on this is a 5 millimeter triangle up the top. So we can chuck that in to there. Now we'll go and put all this detail on, and then we'll deal with the fact that the rest of this diagram is not here. So down here, that is 15. Up here, we have 5 between there and there. Between here and here is 6. Between here, I'm just going to dot this one out to there. So 5, 6, between here and here is 85. Then between, what we got, here and here is 5. That's a 5 millimeter triangle. So I'm going to come up 5, and then between here and the bottom is, what's that measurement? Whatever 125 minus 85 is. So 40. Cool. Now to get the overall size, I'm just going to keep bringing these leader lines out all the way to the edge of my diagram. And I'm going to draw this down. And write in 125. You should be careful so you don't get a dodgy looking line like that. Now down the bottom here, I'm going to bring this down to about there. I'm going to draw my line just like any other leader line, all the way across to my brake, and then I'm going to bring my brake line down to there, and I'm going to write in 400. 400? Yeah, 400, because that piece is 400 millimeters long. So that's going to denote that from there all the way to the other end is 400, and all of that information is going to be on the other side as well. I can put a little annotation in over here if I want. Detail, same, both ends. And when I did that, you notice that it's within those 5mm squares, so even our writing's a little bit neat. I'm going to come down the bottom. We probably haven't done this yet, but I'm going to put a label, and this one's called the lid. So I'm just going to write lid. You need 2 lids, so I'm going to put times 2. There is the drawing for our lid.